Hi there. Today we're going to talk about Lesson 51. Lesson 51 talks about scientific notation for large numbers. The vocabulary that we need for today has to do with the word scientific notation. Scientific notation is a way of expressing numbers as a product of a decimal number and a power of 10. When we have a number that looks like this, we can rewrite it in, well, this is actually, I should say, this is actually in standard notation. Sorry about that. This number is in standard notation. That's the way we normally see it, okay? But we can rewrite that number in scientific notation, and it looks like this, okay? And if you were to take that number from scientific notation and write it back into standard notation, you would go 2982 like this, okay? The decimal's here. It says 10 to the third power, so you go 1, 2, 3, and this is your new decimal, which we know this is right because we started with it there. So we notice what it's supposed to look like. Okay. Likewise, we can rewrite large numbers from scientific notation into standard notation. So here's a number written in scientific notation. Note that there's only one number to the left of the decimal, 6.38 times 10 to the fourth power. And we're going to write it in standard notation. So we start with where the decimal place is. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right gives us standard notation. Okay. Here's another one. And this one looks like a really big number. 2.046932 times 10 to the ninth power. Same thing as we did before. We start where the decimal place is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's your new decimal place. And this is now in standard notation. And you would want to, when you're done, put in your appropriate commas. Okay. Also have to remember that when you're moving it this far to the right, if it goes past the numbers you're given, you do have to fill in what I call annexing zeros. Now, here's an example I was really important for you to see it. It says write this in correct scientific notation. Note, this is not correct because there should only be one number to the left of the decimal, and there are two. So you would have to rewrite it as 2.8926 times 10 to the first. That would get us to the 28, okay? And then times 10 to the fourth. Okay, so you have to add that on. And if you get confused about that, just ask me. And then you would have 2.8926 times 10 to the fifth, because when you multiply, you add the exponents. And then if you were to write it in standard notation, it would look like this. It's this number times 10 to the fifth power, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, add the annexing 0, and you would be good. Okay, here's just a couple more examples. I want you to write this in scientific notation, so we have to figure out, we have to go to just one decimal place here. So we go 1, 2, I'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to write it as 4.293110, wouldn't even need the 0, times 10 to the sixth power. If you want to test it, you can go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that look like that? Yes, it does. Okay, here's a little one. Write 16, the number 16, which is its standard. Write it in scientific. You start here because you can only have one number to the left of the decimal. It's only going to be 1. So 1.6 times 10 to the first power. And lastly, sometimes we have to compare numbers in scientific notation. So you have 6.2 times 10 to the third power and 6.23 times 10 to the fifth power. The first thing I would look at is the power. Okay? Everything else aside, if this power is a lot bigger than this power, it stands to reason that this is going to be less. Now, you can go ahead and write it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the answer is the same on this one. Look at the power. Okay? Then on this one, You've got 5.1 times 10 to the fourth, 5.1 times 10 to the second. Look at the power. Look at the power. This power is bigger than this power. Everything else is the same, so this is greater. And lastly, we've got this number to the third and this number to the third. Okay? So the powers are the same. So at this point, I would look and I would write it. I would go ahead and write it out. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 6986.24. And then a 698, 1, 2, 3. Which is larger, 6986 or 6980? That's right. So this one is larger. So not always do the powers work. Okay? Well, this was quick. And if you have questions, please be sure you ask them in class. Thanks a lot. Have an awesome day.